Well, we're out in the van again. Say hello to Matt.
Hello, welcome back to the channel, folks.
We're hoping it's going to be a bit more interesting this time.
Yeah.
We're actually out and about, we're travelling. It might actually be my last vlog, might it?
It might be, actually, yeah.
Yeah. Jumping out of a plane on Sunday. You're very impressed with that, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't think God intended us to jump out of airplanes, if I'm quite honest. But, yeah, we're out in the van. We're taking a bit of a break away from the housework, as you'll see on the previous videos, I should imagine. We're feeling a bit more lively from the last van outage. We're quite excited about this one, actually, aren't we?
Yep.
So yeah, we're on one of our go-to places when we head north. It's a little bit off track, but it's definitely worth coming here. You've seen us before here previously. I'm sure we was doing snow angels and all sorts of things on one of the videos at some point.
Yeah.
And we got stranded up here because it was snowing. But we didn't actually get stranded because we got snow ties on, so we're all good. But yeah, we've come here, the sun's shining, the beers are flowing. We're going to take a stroll down to the pub later with the Rossi Bogger.
Which will probably mean that it comes down to the pub and then I'll bring him back to the van about half an hour later.
That's if he's been a bullbugger, but at the moment he's just chilled out.
Yeah. It's been an interesting drive, hasn't it? We saw the monument.
We drove through Castle Howard, I think it is. We saw the 7th Earl of Carlisle monument, which was quite impressive actually. So he must have been quite a prominent figure around there because
quite wealthy as well, because
it
there was
would
a
have
big gold
cost
thing at the top of it, weren't there?
Yeah, it would have been wouldn't have been cheap to build that. But we'll try and we'll put a photo up right now.
We're on our way to our park up and we've just driven past this, so we're just gonna have a quick wander if we can get there. We might not be able to get there, to be fair. Looked like we might be able to, but there's a bit of a fence going around it. But it's some kind of monument. It's a monument for the Earl of Carlisle, did you say it was?
Yeah, a monument to the 7th Earl of Carlisle.
Yeah, it's got a nice little gold thing at the top, yeah. Look. Gonna have a bit of a wander, see if we can find a way round. Van's just there, look. Oh yeah. Obviously not supposed to supposed to go through there.
Camera there as well. Right?
Yeah. Best not go over there then, had we?
So yeah, as you can see, it's quite impressive. Kezza just gave me a right look because she realises now she's got to edit this and look for that bit where I've just said we're going to put a photo in. So she's not impressed.
Yes, well, it's fine. We'll sort it. But yeah, we did read that it actually took 112 years for them to construct Castle Howard.
We didn't actually look at the... we didn't actually go and look at the castle, to be fair. We just drove through the estate, which was quite impressive. You've probably seen on the footage. But yeah, it was, what was it, 13,000 acres or something, was it?
Yes.
13,000 acres of land. I think we were driving through it for about half an hour through the estate. But
and then the little villages that it was associated with and everything.
So I should actually be sat over there because it's not a very good vlog when you're doing this, that, the other, is it? But anyway, we're out of practice. We're out of practice with it all. There will be other, like we said before, I think, it's going to be a bit of a mix and match with the vlogs. I mean, it's either going to be house renovations, garden grass renovations, or us out in the van, or even barbecuing, because we're coming up to barbecuing season. So look out for those other videos, because they will be quite interesting to some.
Yeah, we might have to rename it as Matt and Kezza Adventures, might we? Not necessarily V-Dubs Adventures.
Yeah, because there is going to be other stuff coming out, which, I mean, I did the fireplace, the log burner one, and that's got quite a lot of views on it. So there's obviously a lot of people interested in stuff like that as well. So it's about our lives, and it's about what we get up to, and it's about the things that we do day to day. So again, it's not so much for all the subscribers, it's more for our family as well.
And members.
Members, yeah, to watch. Memories, so like we can remember the places that we've been, and because we've just been, like, even driving up here, we was like, oh, we've been on this road before, look at this, can you remember that? You know, just so we can look back on things like that. But yeah, we want to try and get more subscribers. I don't know if our content suits everybody, but it is what we're doing, and it's our life, and it's what we do and what we enjoy doing, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So there is going to be a grass video coming up. Again, Kerry's rolling her eyes, because we have treated ourselves.
He can edit his own for that one.
Yeah, I've got my own little video going for that. But there's no point doing it at the moment, because I want to show you the start of it, the middle of it, and the finished product at the end. Well, not a product, is it? It's
results.
Finished, yeah, the results at the end. So that's going to take me probably a couple of months to finish that. But yeah, because we've treated ourselves to some nice equipment for the garden, so I'm probably going to go through and do some reviews on that, because I have used them all now a number of times, so I can give a decent, honest review, and that's just going to be some more content for you. But like Kerry's just said, I'm going to sort that. It's going to be my own little side bit. And yeah, it's just a bit more content. And if anyone's interested in mowers, scarifiers, chainsaws, hedge trimmers, and all that kind of stuff, all petrol, obviously. Well, I've not actually got my petrol scarifier yet. I've been promised it for my birthday.
When's your birthday?
In July, but I need.
And what month are we in now?
February.
So how many other things are going to be for your birthday?
Nothing, I just want that one thing, but I want it now. I just want it early, because I need to do the scarifying. I've got a scarifier, but it's electric. And the garden's that big, it's difficult when you're trying to get an extension lead all around the garden. It just makes it a lot harder. And because the grass was that bad, I think I nearly burnt the motor out on the scarifier because it was that bad. Whereas a petrol, it's just gonna be more powerful, isn't it? So and it's gonna last longer.
So yeah, so that's his excuse for getting that. Right, before we move on to the next bit of the video, just want to show you the life of having a bullbugger. Look at that on the neck curtain.
So poor lighting, because Kerry doesn't know how to do YouTube anymore. So I've just said to Kerry,
yes, turn it back on to Matt, because Matt's better at this YouTube video.
Ross is just...
No, actually, you'll find that this is the one that he's put on.
Ross is just crapped and it stinks.
It does.
So yeah, so I just mentioned Kerry wants to cut the grass, which I didn't agree with. And wait a minute.
No, I don't, because I get hay fever, so I'm not going to cut the grass.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Right, so then I did actually mention that there's probably 4 tons bags worth of grass clippings that you've got to take to the tip.
No, you didn't say grass, you said moss.
Well, moss at the moment, but they will be the same in grass when the grass is growing thick and fast when it comes to summer. especially when it's got fed and it's watered and it's fertilised. It's not going to fit in 2 green bins, put it that way. Probably 1 or 2 passes up it will fit in the 2 green bins that we've got, and the rest's got to go to the tip somehow. And then we've got to tip that out. We've got to get that into the back of the van, and then get it out the van.
The works van.
Not this van, the works van. We've got to get them bags into the back of the van, and then we've got to lift them, and it's a 2-man job. So she's not right. So then this is just the bottom lawn. But then we've got the orchard. So when I mentioned the orchard, which is like that gradient that you've got to cut, she then said that she doesn't want to do it.
No, I didn't say that. I said I was busy that day.
So she says she's busy that day.
Busy that day. Obviously.
So I said, if you're going to cut the grass, you've got to cut all the grass.
Nope.
So that includes the orchard. And she now has changed her tune.
No, I said I was busy. Busy that day.
No, you have to do it all in one day. You can't do it. We can't do half of jobs.
Well, I'll do it when on a day that I'm not busy.
And that needs to be done 3 times a week.
Is lying. Liar. Liar.
3 times a week, otherwise you'll be needing to get a hay baler in to bale all the grass out of the garden. So that means I have to have another tool.
No. No.
So we can't leave it longer than 3 times a week, otherwise I need another tool to bale the hay, bale the grass up.
Is lying.
I'm not lying. Am I lying? If you think I'm lying, like or comment below, right? Because I don't think that I'm lying. Because I know how much work it takes. She doesn't. But she thinks that she can cut the grass. So she can crack on and do it that one time, and then she'll realise it's just like hoovering the house.
I don't do that either.
See? See? I hoover, I mop the whole house. And I know how much it takes to do that. But
I do lots of other things.
yes, she does. But she won't be touching the lawnmower. She won't be touching the scarifier. And even if she does, I'm putting immobilisers on them, so she can't. Ta-da! Right.
Argument over.
I definitely won this one.
No.
But anyway, going back. Right. So, neither of us apparently do
Valentine's.
We don't do Valentine's.
We don't do Valentine's. But this year,
but according,
Matthew was very, 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 very romantic.
Can you tell we've had a few old peculiars? I think
I've had one.
Right. But apparently we don't do Valentine's, going back to that.
So, but this year, Matthew, what did you get me this year?
Excuse, what's my name?
Matthew.
That's better.
I did say Matthew.
Right, but last year I think Kerry brought us some very, very, very posh chocolates. And at the time I did say, turn that light on maybe, please.
This one?
Yep. At the time I did say that we don't do Valentine's because I think it's all a bit of a commercialised thing, and I don't agree with all that and whatever else. But anyway, Kerry went out, and again I keep saying this, but if you go back to some of our previous videos, you'd probably recognise this, especially from our Scottish journeys.
Yes, because we went away in Easter, was it?
Was it Easter?
Might have been. Can't remember.
Well,
anyway, it wasn't that long after Valentine's Day that we went away for. It might be May.
We realised that chocolate was a thing with whiskey,
Yes.
and it was a good pairing.
We went to Dalwhinnie.
When we went to Dalwhinnie, we went to the distillery, and we went on a tour.
No, it was the Christmas one, wasn't it, where we found out about this?
Yeah, so if you go back to the Christmas video and have a look at that back in 2021, you'll see that there. And it was a revelation, excuse me. It was a revelation for us.
He's not had that much to drink, don't worry. He's not going to be sick.
I'm not going to be sick. I might do later, but I've got lots of whiskey. Got lots of whiskey to drink yet, look. I've got a bit of cognac there, look. But anyway, yeah, she just keeps sending me off what I'm talking about. But we brought some chocolates up there. Well, they came with the experience of having the tasting.
The distillery tour.
Yeah.
And the whiskey tasting. But I was driving that day, wasn't I?
Yeah, so she had to bottle it. So I wish you could just bottle it now because...
But what we did do is we bought some chocolates so that I could have the full experience with the whiskey and the chocolates.
Yeah. And then we realised that...
The whiskey and chocolate was a good thing.
Yeah, it works. It works. And this dude who makes these for the Dalwhinnie, not Dalwhinnie, bloody...
For all the whiskey distilleries, to be fair.
In Scotland, he's a proper chocolatier. And I don't know how he gets these flavours into these chocolates.
You know when you think you don't like dark chocolate, or when you think you don't like certain types of chocolate, and you go, don't want that.
He can make chocolate. He's like Willy Wonka. It can make It can make chocolate taste like a lamb dinner.
We've got some of those in here.
We've got some of those in here. It's crazy, right? But let me tell you something. We've had these chocolates in this van for over a year.
Over a year now, because I got them. They got delivered on Valentine's Day, didn't they?
Valentine's Day.
Last year, 2022.
Even though we don't do Valentine's, but Kerry brought them. But this year she got something for like Valentine's.
And you got Ferrero Rochers.
Right, but I shared them with Miles, but that's fine. Anyway,
and the girls.
But these are a year on, right? They've been sat in the van. We've not been on that many journeys, but we have been in 35, 40 degree heat in Italy, the southern Italy. We
forgot they were in the van.
We've been to Spa for the for the F1.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen?
It was 30 degrees when we were in the World Superbikes, weren't we?
World Superbikes in this country, right?
In Donington.
In Donington Park. And you know what?
The kids were burning. They were bright red.
Yeah, it was red.
We put sun cream on them, don't worry. We weren't irresponsible.
But let me show you.
There's a couple of them that are a little bit warped.
Right, so that's what we've had, because these are very expensive chocolates, right? But they've been left in the van because Kerry forgot to take them out and she's been very irresponsible.
Irresponsible with me.
But look at these. They're still...
That one's perfect look still.
They're still as they were when they was packed. So there's one there that's a little bit dipped in.
That one's died a little bit as well.
But bearing in mind, these have been in serious heat inside this van.
And they're over a year old as well.
And they're over a year old, and they look just as good as the day.
Well, not quite, but almost as good.
They don't look over a year old, do they?
Maybe they do for some people, but you know.
But that's amazing. So this is the chocolatier.
Ian Burnett.
I don't know if you can read that off the light because it's posh. It's posh box.
But he is the best. And even if you don't like chocolate, I guarantee you'll like these.
And you can pair it with the whiskey, various different whiskies, and it is just amazing.
And flip the camera around. Most people like a milk chocolate. The worst chocolate in that box is the milk chocolate, isn't it?
So
that box.
So this
is the milk chocolate.
Yeah.
That's the dark chocolate. That's the mint. It tastes like a lamb and mint.
That tastes like a Sunday lamb roast dinner. Honestly, I don't even know how he's managed to get that flavour into that.
But it is like Willy Wonka's chocolate, isn't it?
But it tastes like a lamb dinner.
And then there's like an orange, one of these, I can't remember which way around it is. The thing will probably tell us, won't it?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Seriously, I'm sure if you go back on our previous videos, you'd have seen us raving about these chocolates. But you know what? It's just come that we've found them in the van. And we've not even eaten them all because we've always been so precious with them because they're so expensive. And then we forgot about them.
Yeah,
and then,
those are the two. Look, we've got a passion fruit and mango one.
Yeah.
And an orange and clove one.
Yeah. We've got them all in there.
Yeah, all 5 of them are in there.
But
the lemon mint one tastes like a
Sunday roast.
Sunday dinner.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It's just Sunday.
And a lot of you are going, Sunday roast on chocolate, that's...
But just try it with some whiskey, and your brain is just taken somewhere else, because it's crazy how you could even get that. But I totally forgot about this until we just been in the van scavenging for chocolate.
Matt doesn't like chocolate, apparently.
I found my curly whirlies.
He doesn't like chocolates.
But no, all seriousness, that like, I can't believe they're in that such good condition, and we're gonna eat them. And I just said to Kez, we're gonna munch them.
We're not gonna eat them all tonight.
You won't, because you can't.
You can have like half of one.
Half of one is bad enough.
You feel sick.
But
maybe half of 2.
But we're definitely going to make sure we get these out, because they're expensive chocolates, and why not? You know, we're in our.
I might die on Sunday.
We're in one of our most favourite spots, and Kezza is not going to die on Sunday.
Why?
Because I need you. So that was a bit cringy, wasn't it, boy? Oh, but anyway, see you later.
Bye.
Mofo.
Right, so we're only about 10 minutes away from where we were last night. Today we are at Danby Beacon. You can see the beacon just behind me there. Me and the Bulldogger just having a bit of a walk, stretch the Bulldogger's legs, doing business. Yeah, it's a bit grim today. Bit grim, very windy. It was really windy last night. The mountain was properly shaking last night. But it is a bit cold, bit windy, bit rainy. So we've not really been out and done much today. We've just been chilling out in the van. We had a bit of a late one last night. Once we got on the whiskey in the pub, and then continued with the whiskey once we get back in the van. So it was a very late night. So we had a bit of a lay-in. And then, like I say, 10-15 minute drive from where we were there to here. I'm just taking you up to this beacon thing. Apparently it was to warn of French invaders, I think Matt said. He's just been looking it up. I'm sure he'll tell you a little bit more about that when we get back in the van. But yeah, look at this. It's quite impressive, to be fair. Sorry, Rossi just wraps the lead all around me. But look at that. They used to light that to warn of, I'm sure they said French invaders back in the day. Might not be French, but whoever it was, they used to light that. And then, more recently, this used to be the RAF sonar radar point as well. I think Matt said again. I'm sure he'll give you a bit more info on that. I've not really looked at it. I've been doing bits of editing on videos that we've had for ages and ages and ages, and we've just not got around to sort it out because we're doing that much with the house and running around with the kids and all that. So I've just caught up on a bit of editing today. But yeah, me and the Bulldogger just stretching our legs. We have seen quite a lot of green laners up here with kind of like the off-roading bikes. You can see someone's obviously got a bit of a leak going off there. Nice. Van's just parked there. Yeah, we've had 1 or 2 neighbours come and go throughout the day. People stopping off for the lunches, people driving up and taking the dogs and the kids for walks. I don't know why you'd take them for a walk or come all the way up here for a walk when the weather's like this, but hey, each to their own, I guess. Obviously, Bulldogger needs to get out and about. He was being a right Bulldogger at the minute. Last night when we were in the van, he decided he was going to jump out the van door and then wouldn't come back. So we ended up shutting him out and waiting for him to scratch up at the van door to get us to let him back in. And then he did exactly the same thing this morning. Luckily, there's no sheep roaming around. There's a few rabbits, but he's not fast enough to catch any rabbits. So we were very fortunate that there weren't any livestock around. Because that might not have been the best idea. But what we have noticed is that quite a lot of people around here Yeah, they're coming up here and they're walking the dogs off the lead. So again, I'm guessing there's probably not much in the way of livestock up here, unless people are just ignoring that fact and walking the dogs anyway. But yeah, this one is not being let off the leash at all, not after like yesterday. What time is it?
8 o'clock.
Standard. It's actually dinner time, look. We've got some potatoes going off in here. We can do some crushed new potatoes out with some butter and salt and pepper, and we were gonna put mint in there, and then Matt suggested putting some sriracha chili flakes in there instead. So we'll just see what happens with that one. I've never cooked this, so Matt is gonna instruct me on how to do that.
Just fry it in some oil, some butter for 2 minutes to warm through.
Okay, sorted. And then we've got some mutton chops that we've marinated at home. Pulled them out the freezer before we came yesterday. So that's dinner, isn't it? Would you like to inform them what the beacon's all about? Because I might have not listened to you earlier and told them wrong.
What you told her? What has she been telling you?
The locals lit it to warn them of the French invaders.
So basically, it's been here since the Bronze Age. It's a Bronze Age burial site, ancient Bronze Age burial site originally. And then in the 1600s, they erected a beacon, which a husband and wife looked after, and they kept watch over the area to check for French invaders.
Ah, I got that bit right then.
And then after that, it became RAF Danby. So it was an RAF radio station sort of tower place. But obviously that's demolished and long gone now. I think that got demolished in 1960 or something like that. But that was there for the World War II, and apparently it was used by a famous guy that shot down the first plane over British soil. And the RAF Danby guys, they guided the guy in, basically. So that's a famous thing. You can go and read about it. If you just Google Danby Beacon, you can read all about it. It's quite interesting. But I wonder if there's any ghosts here, because it is an ancient Bronze Age burial site.
So what we're going to do tonight then?
Watch scary films. So yeah, so then I think it was I can't remember the date, but anyway, the old thing collapsed. So the local parish, they gathered funds and they had a new one designed. I don't know whether Kerry showed you it. And I think it was in 2000 or something, they actually lit it, and there was over 200 people that came to watch it being lit.
So some right traffic jams around here then, wouldn't there?
Yeah, because the road's not very good, is it?
No.
But yeah, it's quite interesting. So if you go to Google, put in Danby Beacon, and it's a great little park up, to be fair. We ain't got any neighbours tonight, but it's a good park up, isn't it?
It is, yes, definitely.
You've got views for days. It's a bit, obviously, you're a bit exposed up here, because you always are on the moors, aren't you? But
it's a good job we weren't up here last night, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was really windy last night.
The wind seems to have died down today, though. It was bad this morning when we got here, but throughout the afternoon it seems to have died down. But tonight, so what we're going to do is we're going to watch a bit of tea. We're going to have our tea, obviously, that Kerry's going to cook, which looks lovely. And then we're going to sit and we're going to watch a bit of TV, I think, and perhaps put a scary film on.
Yep, sounds like a plan.
Lock the doors, hunker down. Wow. You guys know us, you've seen all the adventures. It's the first time we've had the knock at the door.
By the police of all people as well. It was very nice, wasn't it?
It was very friendly. We've done very well, and it's the first time we've been sort of stopped. Well, not stopped, but had the knock on the door. Basically pulled up behind us in a 4x4, put the light on. I didn't even know who it was. Put a big spotlight on us, clearly checking the vehicle reg and doing a vehicle check. obviously we're fully covered with insurance and what have you. But then he came and knocked on the door and says, "You're not staying here every night, are you?" And was like, "Nope, we're gonna move. We're just having some tea."
Making dinner. It was quite good timing, really. At least we didn't have the bed out, did we?
Yeah. And he says, like, I says, "Well, you're not allowed to stay here." And he says, "No, not really." He says, "The rangers will come round and they'll find you." So he's asked us politely. He was quite nice. So we're gonna have our tea, and then we're gonna head off. We're probably gonna head off back to the same spot we was on last night, because it's only about a 10-minute drive away. So we're gonna have our tea and then head over there.
We don't like finding parkups in the dark, do we?
No, at least we know with that park up, we know what we're expecting, and it's a 10-minute drive away, so it's not far. And we're a bit more secluded out the way there, bit off the beaten track, so we shouldn't get disturbed there, hopefully. Let me just show you those going on. Mutton chops.
Can't beat mutton loads better than lamb, aren't they?
They're so tender, aren't they? They're from the local Indian shop, halal shop, which I think we got. They're dead cheap as well. Like, we got 20 chops for like less than 20 quid, aren't they? They're like
30 chops for 18 quid.
30 chops for 18 quid. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong, and they're so tender. So we marinate them, we'll put them in vac bags, we vacuum seal them, and then we put them in the freezer. And they're awesome from the barbecue as well. I think you've probably seen us cooking them on the barbecue when we've been in the van. But anyway, we're going to crack on with this, get a tea, and then we're going to move on.
And there we go. Dinner is served. Well, we've woke up in Ainsthorpe. Look at this, look at that view. Look at that, literally just a 2-minute wander up the road. So today's the day. Yeah, today's the day. We're jumping out of an aeroplane. They phoned me up yesterday to see if we could get there for 8 AM. I said, probably not. But I'd get there as early as possible. We're just before 8 o'clock, we're about an hour away, so we should be there for about 9. Was originally booked in for 10. Hopefully we'll get there, and I'll get up in the air, and I'll get back down in one piece. Otherwise, it might be a lonely drive back for Matt and the bullbugger. But we'll see. A couple of people playing tennis on the tennis courts over there. It is a nice spot, look. A couple of tennis courts, one here. There was one down there, but I think there's got a hut or something on there now. And there you go, there's Matt. But yeah, proper little park up this one. One of our favourites, I think.